Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Prelude Part 33. In the previous video, we got kidnapped by Carlisle. We were forced to go to Nantuk, where we're gonna try and help the rebels under the guise of mercenaries.
弟？彼らさんの？
Hey, just because they look very similar, you can't just assume they're related.
否定しないか。まあいい。私にとってカルラはカルラだ。それ以上のことを詮索する気はない。だが、これからどうする？ん？
Suddenly, an elderly man makes his way through the bushes, appears before us, and throws himself in front of Carlisle?
この男、確かデリホーライの隣にいた。
お久しぶりですわね、カトゥマウ。
Response to Carlisle's words, the man named Kantamau begins crying.
やはりカルラウアトレ様にございましたか。お久しゅうございます。
約束を守ってくれましたのね。あの子をあそこまで本当に感謝していますわ。
もったいないお言葉、ありがたきお言葉にございます。カルラウアトレ様さえいらっしゃれば恐れるものはありません。さあ、デリホーライ様にもこのことを。
Carlisle silently shakes her head.
何故にございますか。今こそカルラウアトレ様のお力が必要なのです。もうご存知と思いますが、このままでは我らの敗北は必至。口にはなさいませんが、この状況にデリホーライ様は焦っておられます。ですが、
今の私はただ一人の男のために存在するカルラという名の女。
I mean, you know, I feel like you're kind of exaggerating because you pretty much still boss us around and make us do shit that like we were going to do, but you do it in a much more forceful manner.
もうカルラウアトレイは存在しませんの。
And plus, don't go saying that shit because we still have you in the collar and it makes us look bad. Okay?
そんな。
Because you know, without context, it may seem like we've enslaved you, and that's not what happened, okay?
カトマウ、大変だ。デリホーライ様が進撃を開始なさると、みんなを。
They've been gone for 4 seconds, they're already getting wiped out?
行かれたのか。いかん。なぜお止めせなんだ。
俺にデリホーライ様を止められるものか。
とにかくデリホーライ様を追うのだ。何としてもお止めせねば。カルラウアトレ様、いずこへ。
散歩ですわ。主様、散歩に行くのでしたら、
Don't call us
私もお
that.
供いたします
All
わ。
right. And she says that she walks out while dragging me along with her.
やれやれ。こういうのは素直でないというのか。さて。
I just feel like it's a good way for us to get like stabbed with a spear. They're gonna think we're one of the enslavers or some shit, man.
待ち伏せだと。なぜここが。いいだろう。ならば一人残らず叩き潰すまで。行くぞ貴様ら。俺についてこい。待て貴様ら、どこへ行くか。臆病者めが。
これでいいのだろう。約束通り妻と子に会わせてくれ。
そうか。
Oh, come on, you can't be saying that.
So
Because you already gave him the perfect follow-up opportunity of like, of course I'll let you see your wife and child in the afterlife, and then he cuts your head off.
貴様
Are you stupid?
あんたに俺の気持ちが分かってたまるか。弱い者の気持ちなどあんたに。
I mean, like, I get not wanting to rebel because you've got like a family and you're worried they would be put in danger. I can understand that, but like, to go into a rebellion and then be like, I'm gonna trust the enslavers if they say they'll give me back, you know, let me be with my wife and kid. Like, are you fucking stupid? They're evil people.
いいや、
Yeah.
約束通り合わせてやる。コトゥアハムルで待ってる妻と子にな。
It's okay. He can't be media literate. He hasn't had a chance to be exposed to any. He does have a big chopper. Or well, had. Past tense.
デリホーライ様、ここは一旦お下がりを。今ならまだ間に合います。
引かぬ。ギリアギナに敵に向ける背などない。逃げたくば貴様らだけで逃
Well,
げ
that
る。
might be why there's only 2 of you guys
俺た
left.
ちにそんな真似が。来るぞ
Or maybe there's more. I can't remember. I feel like they said she was the last one, though, right? Which, I mean, I guess isn't true if this dude's around, but... very least, there can't be too many of you guys. I mean, granted, kind of... I mean, what's the difference? You got, like, different color ears? Your ears point up and ears point down? Same shit, man. Okay, so we can't let dude die. Good to know. Did we do bee pizzles and whatnot? Yeah. Okay. You have items? You don't have items. What about if we made you into a... Well, I actually want to keep you fire because we don't have Obero with us. Sure, take some heals, partner. Could make it earth. Could give you a drum. Huh? Oh, wait, you're a party member? Okay, I vaguely remembered you being a combat character eventually, but I didn't know you were one right now. Okay, we got you. We'll definitely take the tokers. Fire, AoE, earth attack, cool 30 co-op. So it's either, we'll take you both. We'll take the sisters. Why not? See what you guys can do. And it may take you a while to get over to the bad guys. How much range do you got? Not too much. It does have like a little AoE on it. How much? Okay, that's got a lot of range. It lowers defense. So we're gonna form a meat wall. Because really we just need you guys to like survive until we can join up. I don't know. This might take a little while. We could start the story of how I found this game, I suppose. I don't know if we'll be able to do the whole thing, because it's a little bit longer than just like, you got to go into the whole backstory of how I learned what a visual novel is, which is basically, so the order of operations may be slightly off, but this is my vague recollection of it, is that I think my very first exposure to a visual novel, before I even really knew what they were, was in like 2011. I don't even remember who it was. There was someone some Let's Player used to watch. Had done like a few videos on the what do you call it? The pigeon dating, like the joke pigeon dating sim, Hatoi boyfriend or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Which I never knew if that was like a demo release or something, because I do remember seeing that came out like on Steam like several years later. And I just remember watching, and it was like very baffling, especially because like if you have no context of what a dating sim is in the first place, like the idea of it being like a satirical take on the genre is like doubly weird when you don't know the genre exists. So I'm pretty sure that was technically like my first exposure. You can't attack? Oh, you're an archer. And you failure on, so okay. You guys do all have disadvantages, eh? But, so I think that was like technically my first exposure. Then, in like early-ish 2012, I want to say, early mid 2012. Now, I don't remember which one of these came first. So there's two candidates for the first actual visual novel I played. The first is, I don't really remember how I found it. I want to say it was on some forum, and it was talking about like tactics-based games. Because I think I'd maybe recently played Fire Emblem for the first time. And so I was maybe kind of interested in like other games like that. And so there was a mention of this game called... One second. Alright, there we go. Finally we got a perfect. Just have to talk about some slightly... I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I'd say it's embarrassing. It's a little embarrassing. There was a game mentioned called Kimidori Alchemy Meister, which, if you're familiar with it, which may or may not be, it's a fairly notable visual novel. It's kind of like a porn game, like more so than this game, or like the original release of this game. But it's weird because the porn is all back-ended, in the sense that, like, because I remember it being mentioned as like a quote-unquote adult game. But at the time, I had no idea of the Japanese porn game industry, that was like a thing. Because like, when I see adult game, I think like, you know, like Grand Theft Auto or something that has like sexual themes. But so the thing about Kimidori is that if it's like a mixed visual novel, like actual game. Where like if this game's like maybe like 20% gameplay, 80% story, Kimidori's more like 50-50 from my memory. Okay, Haku is kind of getting his ass beat. Wait, why does her heal do so much? Oh, did I use the big boy heal? I only want to use the tiny one. But so it's all like back-ended, because for like the first 20 hours there's nothing. I think that the only thing is that there's like some mild nudity on some of like the enemy artwork. And so that was like all I thought there was. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know, straight up pornography. Like 20 hours in. And it's like, well, I'm pot committed and I was really enjoying the game at that point. So, you know, you kind of go through. And I remember, because it was like, went from like there was none to it was like there was like an annoying amount. Like it was getting in the way. Because you're like, I just want to play the fucking game. I'm kind of digging the story and in the gameplay, because it was kind of like, I'm not hitting the buttons at all. Because it had like this Fire Emblem style, like tactical grid-based combat, and also it had this kind of like the like this, it's not super fleshed out, but it was more like a kind of cool idea thematically of like, you're like this alchemist dude, and the way you make money is by like going out on missions, and you come back with materials and you craft them and you sell them in your store, and there's kind of like this stripped down version of Racketeer? You know the game, Capitalism Ho? However you say it. I can't remember exactly the name of the game, but there's kind of like a stripped down version of that, which was just kind of neat. But then it was also like a surprising amount of just random sex scenes. And honestly, it's like, it's one of those, you know, they're kind of like this game where they could all be easily taken out, like none of them are really plot relevant. Like, it would have actually probably done pretty well if it had gotten like an all-age release, or, you know, like a censored release on like Steam or something back when, like, you know, when those were first starting to get like ported over. Because I remember thinking, I was like, oh, that would be like a really good one to port over, because it has so much like strong, like there's so much gameplay in it. And I mean, I don't know how much I can vouch for the story because it's been over 10 years since I last played it, but I remember thinking it was pretty fun. Like, and it definitely has some kind of cringy anime shit, like more so than some of the cringy stuff in this game. But I did have a higher tolerance to some of that stuff because I was, well, you know, like 15. But there was that game. And I think I played that early 2012. And at that time still, I didn't really know what a visual novel was. Because I think it was like direct linked on this, I really wish I could remember. But some random form. Like, I don't know if it was something that I even like browsed regularly, if I was just like, found it on Google looking for like tactics-based games. But then the other more pure visual novel I was exposed to was, there was some other YouTuber I watched who I don't remember, because I didn't really, so I remember I was watching them for something else, but it's like, I was watching something older they had done, but they had like their current videos were of them playing. That's not gonna hit anybody. Of the quote unquote 4chan visual novel, Katawa Shoujo. And it was kind of presented as like, ooh, isn't this so fucking quirky that 4chan made a visual novel? And, you know, it's kind of one of those things like, ah, that's so funny, but then it was like, ah, it's actually pretty decent. I never finished. I think I maybe finished the Let's Play? And I think I played some of it my own, but I never finished one of the rounds. Because I was kind of like, this is neat, but I'm not like, you know, just playing it on my own, I'm not as interested, and that kind of rings true. I never really liked the pure dating sim visual novels, even though I've read a few of them. I've read a few that were mostly just pure dating sims. I always liked them more when they have like at least a little bit more going for them. Like plot-wise. Oh, Toko's. We've never had you attack before. I mean, I guess you're gonna send him to the fucking Shadow Realm. Okay, that one's fast. Okay, so hers are... So it's like a slow, fast, slow, fast. But I think it was through downloading Katawa Shoujo is how I found the website Visual Novel Database, or VNDB. And I was kind of like, these are kind of cool, the visual novel stuff, and looking through, kind of trying to find one to read. The very first one I read, like, traditional visual novel, read all the way through, was Fate Stay Night, because it was, like, at the time, not the highest rated, but it was, like, the most popular or something. Like, they had some weird, like, popularity scale, because it was, like, all the highest rated ones were, like, sequels. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna jump into those. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Don't you have your fire? Yeah. That's what I was trying to do. So I read it, I read the first route. I read the initial Saber route, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I was not like super into it, partially because the initial route is not as strong as the other two routes, and also I didn't know there were like 2 other routes in the game. Like, I knew there were multiple endings, but I didn't, like, I was not like used to a lot of like the genre conventions. So the idea of there being like route-based visual novels was not, like, the idea that like the stories are typically split up into like basically multiple distinct stories in the same universe, as opposed to just like minor variations within. And then there's different ways that visual novels handle their stories, but Fate's Stay Night is one where it's like you have to do Route 1, which unlocks Route 2, which unlocks Route 3, and they're all wildly different. But what had happened is, I think while I was reading Fate's Stay Night, and I was like, this is kind of good, but I was like, I remember being kind of like ready to move on from it before I even finished it, because I think I had found, or, you know, just while kind of looking at other options of things to read, and this game was one of them. And so this ended up being the second visual novel I read. And, you know, not to go into spoilers or anything, but basically I ended up really, really liking the game. And then from there, I started reading some more and, you know, kind of did it off and on for several years. And then I kind of fell off the train in like 2016, I think is really when I stopped reading visual novels. I mean, I've read like kind of, I mean, there's stuff on the channel that's like basically visual novels, but they're more like standard, like, I gotta phrase it. I mean, stuff like Danganronpa, which is like, is a visual novel, but not in the same way of like some of these others. Like something like this game is not like a pure visual novel. I don't even, yeah, because I haven't really read a pure visual novel on the channel. You read stuff that's close, but generally there's always like some element of gameplay at trying to make it a little bit more like mainstreamish. Okay, this dude's getting fucked up. But honestly, that went faster than I thought it was going to. I thought that was going to take longer, but I don't know. I'm trying to think about, did I skip over anything? I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really, probably didn't need a super healer, but we do. You know, we are running out of our meat shields down there. Can you blast this man? No, the magic is just like a little... The damage is just too weak. And maybe it gets better eventually? Still only hit the one. Just hit it so early every single time. I don't remember. What did I read after this game? Oh yeah, I think it was I don't know, it's weird because I think I started Devil on G String, which is honestly, it is one of my favorite visual novels. We'll probably never read it on the channel just because it's like, I remember more of it. Like, because I've read it a few times. Well, I've read it twice, which I guess I've read this game twice too, but I remember more of the plot of that game. Because the funny story about it is that as I remember, I read like up to like the first couple chapters of it. And then I was trying to, because I think it was like chapter 2 was really long. And I was like, how long is this game? and I tried to look it up, and I think it was like it pulled up like the Wikipedia like entry for the game, and the plot entry for it was like the game is split up into 5 chapters. In the 5th chapter, it is revealed, and it's like the major twist of the plot. And I was like, ah, what the hell? I didn't want to know that. And then I think I like read something else in between, because I was like, well, I don't really want to read this anymore if I know the fucking, because that game is built around a big twist. And then I think I was like, I read something else. I don't remember what it was now. But then I was like, it was one day like my internet was out, but I still had Devil on G-String installed on my computer. And so I went back and started reading it. And then I remember it was like, I started to doubt the spoiler that I read on it. Where I was like, maybe I read the spoiler wrong, because they really do seem to be implying that, you know, something else. Oh shit. Because I was almost like, I don't even know how that spoiler that I read could be true. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's a good one. Any recommendations for visual novels? It's definitely one of my favorites. It's one of those that's like, it's heavily carried by like the end of the game though. I mean, I think this one's a little similar, where like the plot really gets going in like the last little bit. Like a lot of the more interesting shit is towards the end. Which, I mean, I do like stories that finish strong towards the end. Like, I can very easily forgive, or forgive's maybe a strong word, but like, I can overlook a game being like a little slow or having flaws through like most of it, as long as it ends strong. Like, I would always rather have a story that ends strong than, okay, so you're like getting your ass beat, which is a problem, because you can't heal. Okay, we actually need to pay attention. Who's the Earth dude? Well, where's number? Okay, number 1 is our guy. Okay, yeah, there's a little blue line. Okay, so we need to break through. So the next 2 to act are you 2. And we can't kill you. I think we like come here. Oh wait. Yeah, so we can't kill you no matter what we do. We're actually in kind of like a bad spot. Okay, that meat shields you, kind of. And then show your back, so maybe that dude will hit you. That's fine. Okay, you're not gonna kill him. We're good. We're good. Now the problem is that we're not even gonna get a chance to use our fucking super move with Ulthuri in them, because like all the enemies are gonna be dead. You have to hit that one like almost instantly. That basically like double tapped for the second input there. Ah, you fucker. You can't like heal from a distance or nothing. I feel like you should, you know. You got white wings, that means you're a healer. Right? Something like that? No? Okay. My zeal, please let me cast a massive zeal arrow. Yeah, fuck her up. She kind of deserves it for maybe being evil. I don't really know. what's up with her. Haru is... She's trying. She's just too slow, man.
じっとしてて。
We probably actually, I guess, should have buffed you, because you might actually be able to get... Whoa, wait. Toka. Oh, okay.
やつ以外にギリヤギナだと。まさか。
あなた詳しいですわね。それじゃあ死んでいただきますわ。あとは任せましたわよ。ちょっと待て。はあ。
What's our special technique gonna be? I don't really know what I'm doing here.
お上手お上手。いきなりはものすごく疲れるからやめろと何度も言ったはずだ。
Can you do... Okay, there... Oh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, that got a little spicy for a second because I kind of zoned out, but...
助けてくれと頼んだ覚えはないもん。
Brother, you getting your ass beat.
余計な真似をしてくれたな。
Show the DPS charts. Who's got that DPS plugin installed? Show me the damage numbers.
ブレーナ、それが命を救われた者の言う言葉か。
一応礼は言っておく。だが俺は助けなど必要ないと言ったはずだ。
もう少しで死ぬところだったのに、まだそんなことを申すつもりか。
I mean, you should understand. You're the one that's always talking about honor and stuff. He's trying to save face.
俺は死なん。現に
Or you could just be a professional
俺はこうして生
dumbass.
きている。
それは我々がいたから。確かに今回は生き延びたかもしれないが、次も無事とは限らないでしょうに。
But one thing I will give him the benefit of the doubt is that it probably, you know, you did just have like a major desertion. You probably want to try and put on as strong a facade as possible, so admitting that like, hey, we'd all be dead if we didn't get randomly helped is probably not a good look.
それで死んだのなら、所詮俺は
I think he's more
そ
like
の
he's
程
just
度の
kind of
男だったと
stupid.
いうだけだ。
This is what you sound like a lot, Toka.
タゴ、お前は何ということを。
捨てておけ。愚かな男だ。どのような理由であれ、裏切り者には相応の末路しかないものを。
Suddenly, Horai is blown away, he then rolls over the ground. Or over on the
あ
ground.
ら、ごめんなさい。手が滑りましたわ。
I mean, he did say he was perfectly fine, so, you know.
随分と豪快な手の滑り方だな。
貴様。
小さな男。裏切られて当然ですわね。
何？
あなた、一度でも弱い者の立場でものを考えたことがありまして。
弱い者の立場？
なぜ自分より弱い者があなたの盾となって死んだか考えたことがありまして。
ギリヤギラの俺がどうして弱い者の立場など考えねばならない。
ギリヤギナね。
Somebody's gonna get rolled up in the bamboo mat.
その強さゆえに高慢で弱い者の痛みを知ろうともしなかった一族。
そしてだからこそ滅んだ者たち。
貴様も末席といえどギリアギナに位置するものだろう。
Kind of
そ
fucked
れ
up
以
thing.
上の
What do you
侮
mean
辱は許さん
lowest?
ぞ。
You just beat your ass. And if you're implying that slavery somehow lessens you, then unless you mean like literally, I mean, unless there's like a fucking distinction between the race, which seems kind of silly, but
ただ事実を述べただけですわ。
貴様などにギリアギナの何がわかる。
少なくともあなたよりかは知ってますわね。
おのれ。
どうやら口で言ってもわからないようですわね。でしたら体に教えてあげますわ。ギリアギナがどういうものか、そして弱い者の気持ちというものを。
面白い。このデリホーライと戦おうというのか。
戦う？
何がおかしい。
あなた、自分がもてあそばれることを戦うと言いますの？
そこまで言ったのだ。相応の覚悟はできていような。どうした？なぜ構えない？
避けなさい。
immediately there's an impact sound loud enough to shake the earth, and Dehorai is launched into the sky. He's blasting off again.
大丈夫なのかあれは。人が空中で縦回転しながら転がっていくのなど初めて見たぞ。
It is kind of funny to see them going from like having a monologue about like the meaning of strength to like now we're gonna fucking Looney Tunes like knock this dude into the air while spinning.
本当に何も知りませんのね。ギリアギナに構えなどありませんのに。
ほう、あれで起き上がれるか。それは驚嘆に値するが、白目を向きぐらぐらと揺れてはすでに意識が飛んでいるか。
たっぷりと教えてあげますわ。自分がいかにちっぽけな存在かということ。
大丈夫ですか？しっかりしてください。
安心なさい。気絶しただけですわ。この程度でどうにかなるのならギリアギナを名乗る資格はありませんもの。
うわぁ、ボコボコ。
申し訳ございません。私がデリホーライ様に半端な体術を教えたばかりに。
そうしなければ幼かったこの子が生き延びることはできなかった。感謝していますわ。
もったいなき言葉を。
で、もう一度聞くが、これからどうする？
I don't know, brother.
いえ、どなたか存じませんが、そのお力を見込んでお願い申し上げます。どうか私どもに、デリホーライ様にそのお力をお貸しくだされ。我が主デリホーライ様は大気を持つ男ですが、その器未だ完成せず、そして我らが不甲斐ないばかりに、このままではその器が歪んでしまわれ。
Oh, I mean, he's got to take some blame on him for himself. I mean, blame in the sense that, like, not that he's, like, not strong, but blame in the sense that he's, like, not thinking about others
どうか
and getting
そのお
overconfident.
力でデリホーライ様の器を鍛え上げてくだされ。
お断りしますわ。
そうでありますか。
それを決めるのは私たちの
Hey,
主
we
で
told
あ
you
る
not to use
こ
that
のお
word.
方ですも
You're
ん。
gonna get us stabbed. This is not the time nor the place to be using that word.
はあでも主様はおせっかいで人情に
You at
熱い
least
お
take the
方。
collar off, man.
願いを断るような野暮な男ではありませんもの。
Are we
ま
sure
た
that
こんな
we
安
didn't
い
sell
お
our
仕
soul
事
to
を引き
her?
受けられるのですわね。
では
Because so far we haven't really gotten anything out of this arrangement.
そうですわよね。
やれやれ。そういうことにしておこうか。
I mean, I guess in theory there was the sex, but like Haku didn't seem to want that shit, so.
まったく素直でないというか。
She's just constantly guilt tripping us, man.
なんだ背筋が。
What the fuck? What'd she say fuck me for?
ご報告申し上げます。
Okay, well, I think we can call it here. It's a pretty neat little scene, though. It kind of feels like something you'd see, like it kind of feels like the kind of scene you would see, like, midway through a game, like, with, like, Dari Horai was, like, the protagonist, the part where, like, the protagonist gets put back into his place for being overconfident by the more experienced warrior. I like that little, like, trope there of, like, the overconfident protagonist just getting their shit pushed in. And then, you know, getting brought back down to earth. But, yeah. And I do think it's kind of cool to see, like, a scene like that for, like, a side character of a side character. Especially because, like, Carlisle, I'm glad there is a section with her. Because I was kind of like... Because I have no memory of all this. So I was like, does she, like, get to do anything in this game? Like, I was kind of... Like, because I don't really remember her very well. So I was kind of like, does she, like... You know... Have, like, a reason to exist? But... Because it is kind of weird, because they introduce her, and then, like, she's kind of immediately put on the back burner. Because, like, even Toka gets, like, more scenes... Like immediately after she joins than Carlisle, but I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the dynamic, even if it does seem like she's the one abusing us. But yeah, I'm ExtraCheesy87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye guys.